We're coming at you from Long Island. This is The Pump. On today's episode, I have professional mixed martial arts fighter Armando Gjetja.
Pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping.
Welcome. All right, let's discuss. I want to get into everything because you're obviously from a different country. You were born in Italy and grew up in Albania, or did I switch that?
Vice versa.
Okay, so explain it. Let's get into it right away.
So I was born in Albania, and by the age of 3, my family moved to the north of Italy, close to Milan. Spent there most of my life, and this is my 10th year in the country, in the U.S.
Congratulations, 10 years.
Thank you.
And you got your official flag and everything, right?
Oh yeah, done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. I just want to talk about a little bit. So growing up, what age did you move from Albania to Italy?
I was 3 in 1996.
Okay.
So pretty much it was just right around where you start, learning how to talk and everything. So transitioning from there to Italy, I almost completely forgot Albanian, and I started learning Italian, and I kind of put aside Albanian for 20 years almost.
Right. So what got you back into, now you really identify with the Albanian culture and Albanian people. What got you back into your Albanian roots?
Well, definitely starting hanging out at the age of 18 with, few cousins, friends, and definitely the full immersion happened here. There's some 250,000 Albanians only in the New York City area. It's the biggest Albanian population in the U.S.
And where are they mostly located? Staten Island, I believe, right? You correct me if
Bronx,
I'm wrong.
baby.
It's the Bronx and the X. That's where you are. Red Bear Lounge. Check it out. He's the owner.
Mainly the Bronx.
That Staten Island is our friend Dennis.
Yeah, the second biggest chunk is in Staten Island. Shout out to Dennis.
Dennis Bazooka. It's not really how you say his last name, but I just say Bazooka because it sounds funny. I think it's like
The
Bazookia.
bazooka.
Like Bazookia. I think there's a J in there. Okay, continue. Sorry.
And yeah, pretty much in New York. Then you have another big community in Michigan, but yeah, here it was like a full immersion, and it was sort of weird, I must tell, because you have this little identity crisis. Like you're the byproduct of a little bit of everything, and you don't feel like belonging 1,000,000% to just one thing. You come here and you're like, all right, but I don't remember Albanians being like this or these Albanians. So like the Albanians I was used to was the Albanians in Italy.
Which, right. It's a different style, different culture, different.
Yeah, because this is the credit that I give to this country. Freedom of expression, which should be, of course, controlled within boundaries. In Italy, because the majority, of course, of the citizens were Italian. It's not like here; it's a mix of everything. We will try to, for us to show that we completely integrated. Like we will do little things that, looking back, I'm like, why was I doing that? Like I don't need to prove anybody that I speak Italian fluently. Which, by the way, I do. I speak Italian better than any other language.
And you speak 3 languages, right?
4.
Well, what are the 4? So English, Italian, Albanian, and Spanish?
Correct.
That's pretty good. Come on, I'm a pretty good listener. See?
Correct.
All these girls tell me I don't listen. Meanwhile, I'm on the money. All right, continue.
So I was like, I would avoid speaking Albanian, and speak Italian, and just show that I'm a well-mannered, integrated immigrant. We were the first big wave of Albanians coming going into Italy, so we were getting the whole thing of, of course, there was people doing illicit stuff, going about it the wrong way, and we were not.
There's prejudice, right? So because you're Albanian, there's isn't that had a negative phenotype?
Of course,
bit
but
yeah,
like any other underdeveloped country, they open the borders, you run away, you look for a better future, and when you are not well educated, and it takes a process to integrate yourself in a developed society.
And what was the reasoning for transitioning for your parents? Why did they go from Albania to Italy? What was just a
Um,
better, just more lucrative country,
we
right? A more prosperous
Well,
country, right?
Albanian communism,
Okay.
dictatorship fell in 1991. So they opened the border. They opened the borders in 1991. I was born in 93, and we were super fun, but also sad fact. We were victims of one of the biggest scams in history, a Ponzi scheme, one of the biggest in history.
Go into that a little
Which
bit.
which
Just give me a little bit of a what happened to the Ponzi scheme.
So communism falls, and you go from not being able to own any sort of private property to now you can. And capitalism starts luring into the country. You are not educated. There is not education about financial systems, banking, and everything. And some
So they set you up to fail in a way. Is that what you're getting
yes,
at?
no, some fucked up people came in, some banks saying that, oh yeah, bring us your money, we'll give you an unconsiderable amount of interest back. And for the first, few months, I believe, or more than like almost a year, they were paying back crazy interest rates to people that were depositing. So at one point, the new government gave on television the okay of, oh yeah, these are reliable banks, so you guys can go and invest. These people disappeared with all of the country's money, and that led into civil war in 1997.
Okay. Now the Civil War, was that like with Kosovo?
No, that's something else that happened in the no. This had to do just with finances and with us, with like with today's Albania.
Okay.
People lost money, so what they did, which completely destroyed us and was stupid from us to do, we got so mad that we started attacking our own infrastructures, going to the streets. They opened depots that former dictator left us as inheritance, and the regular people just started branding arms. You will have like little kids walking around with an AK-47 on their shoulder, and yeah, they will
Almost
new
looks like Minnesota. Sorry.
criminal
Shout out Tim Waltz. Doing a great job over there, right?
criminal. I must disagree with it. We'll open that. We'll open that later. I must disagree. We'll open that later. Yeah, the ugly and sad thing was people were trying to get their money back by creating these small criminal groups, and that will just ambush people on uh, the main roads of the country at the time. You know, a country that is still developing and that has had recently a huge boom in tourism and everything in the past 5 years. We're doing great, still marked by corruption, a lot of corruption.
Well, what place isn't marked with corruption at this point? We're finding out more and more that
But yeah, that's what happened.
everywhere's fucked.
And my father left in 1995, a year before, and right after there was a moratorium in Italy. So he brought us in, and they got us papers
Into Italy. Okay.
in Italy.
Now, you also told me when you were a child, you were exposed to like carbon monoxide. You had to go into the hyperbaric chamber and really train your red blood cells and oxygen reuptake.
Oh, that's a
and all
great
that.
jump from what.
No, but I'm saying this
Yeah.
because we're going back to the beginning. So it's like within your
Mhm, mhm.
childhood, this happened. So just get into that story. Tell me exactly what happened. Was there a fire? What exactly
No,
happened?
there was a gas hazard in our house. Simply, I was 11, 12, and nothing. My parents started falling asleep. My father passed out as he was getting out of the bathroom, going to sleep. My younger brother was already sleeping, and I panicked. And all I did was calling 911 and calling the neighbors, and they took us with the ambulance, and they drove us as fast as they could straight after blood work straight to the city center of Milan, where there was this hospital, apparently probably the closest hospital that had
Hyperbaric chamber,
this
oxygen
hyperbaric
therapy.
chamber. They took us underground and they put us in this huge. It looked like a fucking nautilus. Uh, put us in this hyperbaric chamber to pressurize and force oxygen into our blood system to clear out the air.
Okay.
To clear out the whole carbon
And
monoxide.
now that's interesting because now you're obviously an endurance athlete in
Mm-hmm,
essence, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
MMA has a huge endurance component.
Yeah.
And a lot of endurance athletes do actually use a hyperbaric chamber just for themselves to sleep in, as a training method to increase their red blood cells,
Oh yeah,
increase
I might say it's a great enhancing tool if you can afford it, if it's available, readily available to you, like anything else.
yeah.
Like how you do one thing is how you do everything, and it's like adding bits and pieces everywhere. I am not saying that that's the formula, of the only super secret formula to success in our domain, but uh
But have you
but
used it? Have you used it now? I know you used it then
no, I
for
haven't. I wasn't able. They sell a lot of they try to sell a lot of BS systems here where they put you in these portable hyperbaric. That's not a real hyperbaric chamber.
yeah.
You need pressure. You need to literally pressurize the whole room and force oxygen into your bloodstream.
I'm pretty sure the UFCPI actually has a room
I
for
believe they
that.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe they
And they
do.
check your blood
I
ferritin levels and stuff.
I've
I was
been
talking
there.
to what's his name? Charles Stahl. I was talking to Charles Stahl about that there.
I don't. Haven't been in that room, but I know they have it. It's great. It's like, listen, it's like being able to afford everyday healthy meals and organic stuff, or
It's another it just helps your
do
recovery, helps with
better recovery. People,
yeah.
one of the biggest uh, problems in in our business is that we do not rest and recover as much as we train.
Well, the body can't. You just can't because you have so much. There's so many things to learn, right? You have to learn boxing. You got to learn wrestling.
Yeah,
You
well,
got to learn kickboxing. You got to learn jiu-jitsu. You gotta learn how to meld it all together. You have to get in your strength and conditioning. You have to get in your extra steady state
perfect.
zone 2 cardio, ideally, right? You're hitting all these different metrics and things. It's hard to how do you balance that within a week? I mean, I'm part of the process in that, in essence. So we've been working
Mhm.
together on that. But it is very hard to balance that all out. Just how much can the human body take? And also depends on training age, training experience,
Yeah,
your age, and your own miles on your
there's
body.
so
How
many
often you're
factors.
fighting. I mean, there's so many. We could get into all this, but it's really interesting. It's a huge balancing act. And I think that's the most interesting thing about MMA is how do we put all these pieces together in the puzzle to make it very smooth and to get the result we want, or at least try our best to get the result we want. Because there's so much going on, it's very hard to manage. Managing stressors.
Well, looking back at what my career has been so far, uh, on the train of would have, could have, should have, mm, the keys today in our business are periodization, which is something that I never learned and never applied for close to 5 straight years as a pro.
And periodization just means a structured planning framework for your training. It comes from super training and these Russian stuff,
Yeah,
Verkhoshansky and
also
Melsif and
unloading all the nervous system after a long ass camp,
right.
and you
So
might think that you can go right back after 2 months off, and you cannot. You think that the body has recovered, but the nervous system or maybe organs have not.
or maybe psychologically you're not recovered. What if you've got a big loss? It's a mental strain on
Perfect.
you. Are you really ready to go back in the gym, go all in on this right now? Are you mentally in the right space to put your body through absolute hell?
So,
You know what I'm saying? That's the question. You're just looking for the next fight? I don't.
well, you have to
Yeah.
align stars. You have to align stars. You need a whole village, because it takes a village to make it happen. So you can understand which one is the best formula that can be applied for you to win and make it to the top. Because ways to success are
Numerous.
a million.
Right. Especially MMA. Everyone's body and experience and brain and talents and style and just access to training, quality access to information is different. So everyone's almost extremely individualized in their training, whereas other sports you can actually train them all in the group setting because they're all having games. It's very it works well for the group, right? Where MMA is very individualized. It's you're totally different animals. I mean, yeah, all fighters need the same qualities, but they may not possess them equally, right? Whoever based on their genetics, your phenotype, your experience, what
Correct.
even go back to a child, like what martial arts did you study as a kid? What adaptations did you get from that? Psychological, physical skill, plus also physiological tendon and tissue and elasticity adaptations. We can get into now with that. In essence, right? Your training starts as a young age, in my opinion. I'm a martial artist from when I was very young, so I
Mhm.
think that totally changed my structure and how I strike and grapple and all that, and even my mindset. So, can you get into your martial arts experience at a young age? I believe you started with judo, right? Traditional judo.
Yeah, I did. It was like it all started as my parents wanted me to do something because I got a little chubby. I was 8,
And there's a lot of good pasta in
and
Italy.
I can yeah. I remember to this day the little flyer. It was like a yellow flyer showing that in this place they will do either soccer, volleyball, or judo. And I was like, well, let's go. I started with judo. I spent some 11 years doing judo. Then I transitioned to my first striking martial arts.
You did
And
kempo karate, I believe, right?
I did Nippon Kempo,
Okay.
some
So
sort
that's
of
basically like
Japanese
that's like
karate.
ninjutsu. Actually, it's a ninpo. Ninpo is
I
usually like
wouldn't
a
I wouldn't know exactly how to describe it.
yeah,
I
but
just
ninpo is like a I know because I just did
Nippon means
traditional.
Japanese, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's like a Japanese style. Like I did
Okay.
Japanese jiu-jitsu initially, so it's very similar.
So that's the first sport where I started traveling with, and you know doing tournaments around Europe.
With the judo, right? Confirming
No,
we're
with
not
Kempo, with
with the
Kempo,
kempo. So
with
you
Kempo.
so actually so you didn't even compete with judo. You just learned basic judo.
I competed locally in the north of Italy. I wasn't really. I was training twice a week.
Okay, so it's just like an extra after school activity. Basic thing about judo is you learn how to fall properly. I think it's
Yeah,
essential.
yeah.
I see fighters that don't even know how to fall. It's embarrassing. They're in the
I
UFC, they can't fall.
probably spent the first 3 years learning how to fall.
How many times do you see guys fall? Even Pantoja, who probably doesn't know how to fall, but he
Hmm.
reaches. I mean, it didn't look like he did. He reached his hand out and he popped, broke his elbow, and that's it. So freak accident, but just saying.
Um, with that, then I got into some more. I was like, all right, so what's next? A friend of mine.
So you're traveling. So let me just confirm.
I
Sorry,
started traveling. Yeah, I
with
did.
the
I
Kempo
with
karate,
Kempo. Yes,
and it's
like
point sparring karate, like point for
yes,
point. Okay.
around Europe. And then I got into more kickboxing, MMA. I was like, oh wow! Like a friend of mine showed me some videos. I was bouncing. I started bouncing at a few clubs with this friend of mine, and he was like, "Oh, do you know about MMA?" And like I spent probably the following next year or two, like just watching uh, past midnight YouTube videos. Those highlight
Yeah, those are great.
videos of you know old Pride MMA fights. Nogueira brothers, Emelianenko,
Henzo.
yeah, all of them. And I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. But I was like, all right, so I'm here and all of this is on the other side of the Atlantic. How am I going to do this?
Hmm.
So from the age of almost 19 all the way to almost 24, I was planning to get out of Italy.
Right. Okay. And then how did you get out? So you saved money up? Did you what was the
Um,
plan? How did you go
I
about this?
was working during weekends as a bouncer. There was no money at all to be made. The best thing that ever happened to me was my mom convinced my father to give me the little money that they had in the bank to buy. I started importing from Baltic countries and Belarus wood. Yeah,
Oh, wood.
wood.
Wood is
It's
like a
called pellet.
Albanian word for cocaine
No,
or
no,
no?
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
sorry.
no, no, no. Literally wood,
Okay,
literally
okay.
shaved wood,
Lumber. Got it.
not
Yeah. So
shaved
you weren't
wood,
pushing drugs. Okay.
shaved wood that is pressed into small, tiny cylinders, like, and they sell it in bags. It looks like It looks like that same stuff that they use for cats that poop on those
Litter boxes.
yeah, those little boxes like it, but it's wood and it's used to warm up houses. They have stoves that it has a better ratio of burning oxygen and length, so you burn less wood and it keeps your house warm.
Pellets.
Pellets,
So
correct.
then you got to America with this wood cash.
Yeah, I mean, like it took me forever. As I was selling that, I paid back my parents. I made some.
Armando the lumberjack.
I made 10K in 4 years, which is absurd how long it took. And I kept working here and there. Plus, yeah, I was fighting bureaucracy in Italy to get my fucking citizenship. I was supposed to leave by 19. I was gonna leave cashless. Who gives a fuck? Like I would have rather like save myself 4 years of my life to invest in what I wanted to do instead of coming here at almost 24. But whatever. So nothing. Packed my shit and I came here December 2016.
Right. And then where'd you find the MMA gym that you started out with? Because you did not start with Ray Longo and that team. You started somewhere else. Let's go into that.
I started. So I basically landed in the Bronx, and I was asking my people, yo, do any of you guys practice martial arts or anything like that? And it was hard, but a guy comes out, he was like, oh yeah, I do jujitsu. I was like, please take me to a gym. And he took me to Bronx Martial Arts Academy, which is under Renzo Gracie, the Renzo Gracie team.
And then John Donher used to teach there, I believe.
Under
On a couple
two brothers, by the way, Albanians, from Albania and Montenegro. Shout out to them, knowing those are people that I will always remember. And I started doing jiu-jitsu there. I was like, hey, I want to become an MMA fighter.
Now, because I know Donher did teach there at that time period.
Yes,
So did
that
you
was
train with Donher at
yes,
all?
I did.
Okay.
There was a moment where, probably, I came into a year or 6 months before John Danaher started teaching there. I asked permission for, to sort of connect me with the headquarters in the city. And I started going down and doing classes, MMA classes. There I met...
So you went to the Blue Basement.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There I met Mr. Jimmy Crowder, another great person. One of my, pillar coaches. Yeah, I started training down there with Neiman Gracie, Joseph Farino, all the rest of the team.
Okay. And then, so now
Right.
you take your first pro MMA fight in what year?
My first pro fight, I believe, was right at the end or towards the third quarter of the pandemic.
The year is 2021. The year is 2020, 2022.
So yeah, I did 2019 or 2020. I
Me?
did a year as a pro. I did a whole year as an amateur, and I squeezed in 5 fights in a year. So I was saying I squeezed in 5 amateur fights in 1 year in 2019 or 2020. I believe 2020.
These are all in New York and New Jersey area. Where
This
were these?
was all New York, Long Island. I believe I fought in Queens too. Yes, I
Where
remember.
on Long Island? You fought Westbury at the Space?
I
or-
fought at the Paramount.
Oh, we're going there tonight, possibly.
Yeah,
Huntington.
great experience. And
cool place to
then,
fight.
pandemic hit. But at the same time, I had an issue with my hand. I didn't let my hand heal after an injury training. And by the end of those fights, if I look back, I did fight with a broken hand, five amateur fights. I had to stop. I did a major hand surgery. But then pandemic hit. And I'm sorry if I say this, but I was like, well, it's all right. Pandemic hit, so if nobody's fighting, I'm not fighting, so it's all right. I spent.
Well, it's good that gave your hand time to heal. Though we're doing physical therapy or occupational
Oh yeah,
therapy. There's
it was
occupational therapists for hands
terrible.
that specialize
It
with
was fucking terrible. I hit any place that I had access to. I called all people I knew at the time, trying to recover, inflammations after inflammations, sleepless nights, fucked up hand to this day. Like
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
it looks like they some
Mutant. You have a mutant hand.
non-capable
Yeah.
construction worker plastered it
this.
the worst way possible.
This is the bump. Yeah. Look at it.
Rotate your the back of your palm towards it. Oh yeah, baby.
So
Anyway,
as I was doing that, I was like, all right, I gotta get back in shape and I gotta find some fights. So I didn't even wait for the whole pandemic and all the restrictions to end. I started looking in any site possible, any Facebook group where was still
for amateur, correct?
no pro. I wanted to turn pro.
So you never had a pro fight at this point, right?
No, during the pandemic, but towards the end of the pandemic, I found my first pro fight.
Is that Ring of Combat?
No, it was if you remember that fight in Tampa. No,
Trident?
that fight, yes, in Tampa.
Trident, yeah.
With them, yeah, towards the end of the pandemic, we fought in a rehab center. It was the gym of a rehab center.
Physical fitness, like physical rehab, not like drug addicts. Right?
No, it was like a drug addict.
Oh, like
rehab.
Kenzo Gracie's methadone clinic. Nice.
In their gym. Like, so they had like a pavilion outside of this rehab center where I assume they will send their patients to do some physical activity as well as they were treating them. And they set up a small, tiny ass cage there. But I'm grateful.
Good for grappling though. The small cages. That's grappling territory. How's the grappling at this point? I guess not bad. You have the jiu-jitsu experience. Tell me about it.
How's the grappling?
No, at this point, it's your first pro fight. How did it
Oh
go?
my god! Like I still had to figure out my whole grappling. Like I back engineered from striking back into grappling. My style is mainly like I'm a striker. I really like jiu-jitsu, and I'm a like, if you can call it a defensive wrestler. I feel comfortable defending from the fence and from the ground, but
But I'm saying at this point in time, at this time period, right, the smaller cage kind of invites more takedowns because of the distance.
Yeah, but it ended up in the first minute, so
okay.
Yeah, it was a knockout first round. It went good. We had a great night. We came back. I didn't make.
Well, how'd you knock him out with a liver kick?
No, straight left hand.
Straight left. This guy's a southpaw, by the way. Me and him had that in common, both lefties. And speaking of the rehab center you were competing in, I need some fill up, some juice.
Now we are drinking responsibly.
Yeah.
What are you drinking though?
Oh, shout out, Aljo.
Funk Harbor.
Funk Harbor, baby.
It's gonna rip a shot of it.
Brought a little gift for BMO.
Generous man. Yeah.
Please enjoy. Great. I also
Jamaican rum
with this. Like that's the only rum I have in the club.
The Red Bear Lounge. Check it out in the X. Right?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, from the X.
You're gonna do
Bronx
Celsius?
East.
He's
Yeah,
gonna make me look like
Celsius.
the alcoholic on the show, huh?
Yeah. Now.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
A few moments later.
It went great. I went back and literally a week after, somebody contacts me on my Facebook chat and he goes, "Oh, you want to come and fight in Alabama?"
Great space.
And I was like, "Hell yeah!" It was worth just the experience. Like I hold that with it was such a great memory. I went down with Dennis, with Elvis Gashi, and
Dennis Bazooka was with
yeah,
you? So you already knew Dennis?
it was
So-
a great
Hold on.
experience.
And I'm confusing this. So you knew Dennis already at that point before Longos?
Because that was right around when I transitioned, when I stopped, when I finished my career as an amateur, I'm switched to low MMA in 2020. So I had my
So when
first.
did I meet you? Around then? 2020?
Yeah, right around there.
Okay, pretty much right away. No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 5 years now, man.
Yep.
Or more. Yeah.
Maybe a little
into the
more.
sixth. We go to Alabama. Great fight, great night. Second round knockout. It was beautiful. Like I remember, Alabama. It's crazy. We went. Where were we? Like somewhere like around something called Albertville.
Okay.
Like great nature, lakes. affordable housing.
Beautiful blonde females. No, yes. Sometimes
beautiful
by the
everything.
colleges, by the
There-
colleges.
No,
by the
there was
colleges.
everything.
Not on the outskirts.
Possibly.
No offense.
Black and white a lot. I didn't see a lot of Latinos. Oh no, yes I did. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I didn't say Latinas at all, but if you want to talk about Latinas, we can.
Mixed. I really liked it.
Interesting.
So then, right after that, I came back and I had my first fight in Ring of Combat.
And I was at that fight,
You were at that,
but I wasn't. I wasn't
my
cornering
first-
you. I wasn't like with you like that. I was just
Yeah.
at that fight. I
I
watching
remember.
it.
I remember.
I think Delemy fought that night. Does Delemy and Steve's pro debut was it May 20th?
I believe
May
so.
20th,
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah, I think that's when things started going wrong because going back to periodization, like had my first pro fight, and 5 weeks after I fought again, so I cut weight, and then 2 months after I fought again. Basically, I had 15 fights in about 3.5 years, 4 years. Yeah, 15 fights. Like it was something insane. I should have learned how to stop.
remember
Let
that
my
fight.
nervous system recover. My body
You had a brawl with the guy. I remember you swinging back and forth.
completely recover. Yeah, I lost that.
No, but it was
I
a brawl. It
broke
was
my
like-
nose. Yeah, it was a great fight. It was a great fight. I lost on the 3rd round. I got knocked out. That's the only knockout I have in my career. Got knockout lost.
Yeah. Oh, that's all good.
I went straight back into it again and I lost again. I went back back at it again and I lost again. It was I did it. I did it with what at the time was my knowledge, and there was no. What can I say?
Armando,
Yes,
can I ask you?
sure.
Because they always say that like getting knocked out is like it fucks you up and it makes it harder to get back on the horse or something like that.
Well, definitely at a. Let's begin at a clinical level. Like you have to completely re-stabilize your chemistry and rebalance your brain and your
Neurotransmitters, serotonin,
Yeah,
dopamine, all that shit.
all of that. Then there is the whole PTSD side where you at a subconscious level you don't even realize it, and you block yourself in training and sparring and everything because your body remembers the trauma. And even like you use your conscious and you're trying to push, but it's not coming out. And when you fight like that, you completely block yourself and you end up losing and losing and losing and losing and losing. There should be a whole process of recovery, regardless of if you win or you lose. There should be periodization, time for you to go back to normal.
What does that take though? Is that literally time off, or is that like intense training?
Well, the same way, ways to success and to the belt and to the top of the mountain are a million. Recovery is the same thing. Somebody needs straight up doing nothing. Somebody needs to just hop on the bike. Somebody needs to do hand-eye coordination more. Somebody needs to enjoy more, I don't know, sweets. Socialization, or go back to normal, regular day-to-day activity that you deprive yourself for months.
Eating regular food, hanging out with people.
Like literally, you got to be able to adapt and switch.
Exercising for fun and for health, not for performance.
In that sense, instead of putting all those chips on your shoulders and be like, what?
Even training martial arts, you can still train, but it has to be like, you're
Yeah.
training because you like to, not because
Yeah.
it's like forced upon you.
Yeah, I did what I did good in my career as an MMA fighter because of the times that I dedicated to the foundations and the details, and I was doing it just for the loving of it. I remember with great pleasure the recovery from this injury, from surgery, doing 2 sessions a day at the park during the pandemic in the Bronx, I will go and lift and do bands in the morning. I still have videos and everything. I think I remember showing you all of that stuff. And then in the afternoon, late afternoon, I will go and run and do footwork. Like I remember whatever I've gained in footwork, I gain it by literally doing that at the park for straight 8 months.
Right, it's just footwork because drilling it constantly. Drillers make killers.
Literally going down the rabbit hole of why am I putting my foot like this and the other one like this, and just connecting the whole system. And that's how I built my game.
Like the salsa style.
And to this day, I love
salsa
it. Like,
striker.
I have a like a recognizable style. That's what I like about the way I fight.
It's very like plyometric, very oscillatory motions, very like a lot of feinting, a lot of footwork, a lot of movement. You're not standing in one place, kind of constantly changing levels and moving your feet and off the center line and just in and out motion.
The biggest other thing that I've done was this year taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And was like literally just, going back to regular normal life that I've missed for so long for no reason. But I should have equally distributed time off with training, with camp life, and more time off.
I'll say, like, going through what I've been through in the past couple of months, years as a musician, I can really relate. Because there's times where you're like, I'm good. I can handle this mentally. I can handle this physically. I'm okay to keep going. But shit gets fucked up in the process.
Yeah, the key to success is not the dumb, I can endure this.
The David Goggins, go.
I can endure. There are moments for that. I'm not saying.
I'm saying only like always being.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not. It is part of it. It is part of it. When you are in there, shit is gonna hurt.
Well, once you're in the fight, you're in the fight.
So,
you can't
but
you can't go backwards now.
All
Like once that cage door shuts behind you, it's over now.
But
So you better be David Goggins.
beating yourself up outside of it, it makes no sense. Even as you said as a musician, I remember a beautiful, I don't know who said that, but it's like a little excerpt of a video of this person saying that as an artist, regardless of the art that you're practicing, you must allow yourself to go through, they say, through periods of frustration. Because it is exactly that, because of frustration and pressure, that you come out and reach the next level. It's like, how do you call that? The writer's block.
Writer's block.
The writer's
But
block,
also-
where you cannot write and nothing comes out of your head.
This translates to training too, right? There's periods of time where you're going to be training very hard and intense, and you need to get through that hard
Yes,
obstacle, right, to get the physiological adaptation.
but a lot of times I've done something wrong, which was self-detrimental. It was like just
Mentally or-
mentally and physically, because I was like, oh yeah, I have to go through this. I have to feel pain, and I have to repeat it and do the same stuff, expecting different results. No, you just have to endure. You just have to. It's like those funny memes that they put on, and like, and we've seen people doing that, and it's fucking hilarious. Like you are sparring with somebody, and they took you down, and somebody in the corner from the outside says, "Oh,
Just
don't.
get up.
Oh yeah, stand up. Don't stay there. Yeah, but don't stay there.
Don't
And I'm
tell you
like,
how to do it. Yeah. No instruction of like,
Oh no, but
get
you
an
just,
underhook, work your
or
knees.
just go through it. Just go through it, bro. There must be a system. It's not just, oh yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I must keep putting one front in front of the other to get at the end.
As an overall picture, like a gross matter, like overall picture, yes, right? That is the concept.
Mm-hmm.
But we need also like fine things. Like I'm talking about motor skills, but I'm talking about both,
yeah.
like both theoretical and legitimate.
But this comes from
like,
from
fine skills and actually applying it.
from
right? So,
baby
in
boomer school, old school, where they confuse what was discipline and being constant with, oh no, you just have to endure it and take it. Just endure it. Just go. Just push. Just push. Just go. I'm like, the game has evolved, especially in MMA. It's been a long time that it has evolved. There's been some 15, 20 years that it has evolved, and it keeps evolving. It's not getting in there. People are juiced up to the fucking gills and just go swing. It's not Don Fry era anymore.
I know it's more cerebral. You have cerebral assassins.
We
in there.
went from that to jiu-jitsu. Nobody knew about jiu-jitsu. Then everybody picked up on jiu-jitsu. Then from jiu-jitsu back to standing. Then from standing wrestling. There was a whole era.
Great wrestlers,
with
Randy
Khabib and
Couture.
yes, Randy Couture, and then all of the other wrestlers becoming champions. And then from that, people have started learning how to defend, from defense to how to stand up, how to go down, and how to recover. And now you see more and more and more and more and more complete fighters. It's beautiful.
Right, but there actually tends to be more of a focus on striking. However, now this is an interesting thing. What is the now the reason behind it? Is it because Dana White himself prefers striking, and those are the people that get paid and get pushed, or is it that's the most effective method to fight? Right, you know what I'm saying? Is the striking dominant in MMA because that's what Dana wants, or is it because the fighters feel that's the most effective strategy to securely win? With taking
There's
the least
some
damage.
considerations to be done here. The first one is,
The UFC is a business. I mean,
what is the most effective way to win based on the rule set that has been invented 25, 30 years ago, whenever it was?
okay.
Let's remember that Pride was not 3 5-minute rounds. It
was
was
20
tens, it was 20, it was no stop. And you'll have to see. And then
Now we have stand-ups.
There was stomps. There was 6 to 12. We just got back the 6 to 12 and no grounded unless you have one knee down. And you have a minute of recovery. And this is the thing. If
But you start standing again. My biggest point is like
and you start standing
you always start
again.
standing. So it's like even if you're an amazing grappler,
That definitely helps a striker. Definitely being a striker is more entertaining because let's remember, this is show business. We are selling cheap dopamine to people that want to get rid of stress from a whole week full of working. Thank you, capitalism.
right? So the grappling is kind of boring. Doesn't really do it.
It's boring, and they see it as whatever XYZ, and I hate it too. Not like I started like I love striking and jiu-jitsu. I love it all in MMA. Hearing people saying that jiu-jitsu or wrestling is gay and they're hugging each other and they're not doing nothing. Yeah, I want to see you in the cage.
Yeah. Although jiu-jitsu is kind of gay, but not wrestling. Jiu-jitsu is a little gay, no? It's a little gay.
So
The worst is the worst is my friend goes, I'm not gonna bring up his name. My friend goes, "Hey, we're gonna go to a fight." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go to a fight. Where's the fight?" He's like, "Oh, it's a jiu-jitsu match." I'm like, "That's not a fight." Like, I don't understand when did they conflate that? When did they get confused that they think they're
Okay, but
like
what do
with
we-
with this, when they're wearing the stretchy
Okay,
stuff?
so
I love what Matt Terry calls it. This is what he says. When they start looking like a retarded Power Ranger and like the swimsuit wear and I love jiu-jitsu too, but I'm just saying it's not a fight. Let's just get that. Let's clarify that.
It's funny after last night, watching the fights, I just was scrolling online and I saw a meme. It was my mom when she walks into the UFC fights, and it was just one dude straddling another dude. So there is and I was saying to Tommy last night, because the first fight was a big stand-up fight.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge the fact that I'm a newbie to this shit. And being an American who understands Muhammad Ali boxing, you want to see people square up with each other and deliver a hard shot that knocks someone out.
But it is because personally, none of these people have actually felt on their body somebody your same weight or lighter literally bending you under his own will and
jiu-jitsu's
strangle
superpower.
you. It makes you feel like a
helpless,
bitch.
helpless.
You
No,
helpless.
jiu-jitsu is actually the most difficult
it'll
martial art
make
to
you
master.
feel, especially if you are some misogynist, toxic man, it'll make you feel like a little bitch.
Yeah. No, jiu-jitsu is effective. I
And
love
it-
jiu-jitsu. It's very technical in nature. I actually don't find the grappling boring because I'm very nerdy and like into that. You are as well, right? But most people want to see the explosion, the fast kinetic energy exchange in that moment of separating
because
someone from consciousness, right? It's just
because that's
entertaining to us
something that they
as
can
monkeys.
more because that's something that they can
More relate to.
relate to and imagine in terms of bringing damage and seeing blood. There is more release of dopamine and again of the from the nervous system where it's a manly thing. Well, trust me, they can do the same damage by choking you to
Or
death.
ripping your arm off or your leg or
Yeah.
your neck, you know.
That's why I suggest anybody that wants to get into martial arts to start with jiu-jitsu.
Interesting.
I'm this far away from anybody.
So now,
I will
in
not
my
suggest
opinion, and I have a
Muay Thai.
different opinion than you. So, and I'm not a fighter, obviously, but I'm a martial artist and I'm a fan of the sport. I've worked with many fighters, been in the game. However, I would say it would be more important than jiu-jitsu. It's still a grappling martial art. I think wrestling at a young age, American wrestling, because wrestling dictates where the fight goes. If you're a wrestler, you decide if we're standing or if we're going to the ground. You can decide if you're the better wrestler. If you're just jiu-jitsu, if you're just Kron Gracie not looking too good on the ground. Not looking too good, sorry, in the fight. He actually, on the ground, he's okay, but he pulls too much guard. Anyway, he's a very good jiu-jitsu guy, but terrible fighting.
That decision is based on what do you think makes it look cooler or better or not. My decision is based simply on a psychological level. The pace is different. It forces you to think, to slow down, and to make your opponent slow down if he's an aggressive
It's a
person.
chess match, I understand.
It's
But
a
if I'm
ch-
trying to build,
So
it's like I have a son, right? Let's say I have a son.
I'm trying to build a good person.
Okay. So you do. So that's interesting perspective. So you'd rather start with the jiu-jitsu. See, if I have a son, I'd actually probably prefer to start with the wrestling.
1,000,000%. The idea that a wrestler comes and throw, like, you know how many lately in the past year and a half or two, I've been hitting a lot of in training a lot of ninja chokes.
Right.
Ninja chokes is one of the best.
It's like a rear naked choke.
It's
from
one of the
front.
best
It's like a
metaphor.
guillotine.
It's one of the best metaphors of trying to slow down somebody that is aggressively wrestling on you, squeezing you against the fence, and they let their neck hang a little too much, and you make them understand that being aggressive so much is not going to take you nowhere. I really like that kind of metaphor, and there are plenty of other situations in jiu-jitsu against wrestlers, and I'm not. This is not a debate on what is best. I love wrestling. I
So you're just
practice. I
saying
keep
from a
practicing.
psychological perspective.
From a
it's
psychological
training
aspect,
them to be calm.
if
cool,
I want,
collected,
if I want to
control
build,
the-
if I want to build a good person, I will try, because I'm not going to force my kids, of course. I will try to suggest them jiu-jitsu as a first martial arts if they ever want to get into something. The need of, percussion, striking and stuff, it can come right after, but later on in age. Let's
But the wrestling development is big, I think. I mean, I guess modern jiu-jitsu is
from an
teaching
athletic
wrestling.
standpoint, yes.
Yeah. I just grit. I think it develops grit. I
It
don't
develop-
think Brazilian jiu-jitsu develops the same
It
grit.
develops it does develop grit, but grit can be misdirected. We already just spoke about it, like of having such great grit and keep going in the wrong
And overuse injuries.
in the same wrong direction and fucking yourself up.
And then we get into the weight cutting,
Instead
not
of-
having like your little child cut weight at
ins-
12 years old. I don't know if that's
Instead
good.
of stopping and thinking.
I understand. But the wrestling, right? Okay. The wrestling from a physical point of view is just a better base, in my opinion.
Sure, we're talking about physical. I was talking about mental.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, they're both real. Right?
Absolutely.
They're both, one's not
Absolutely.
more real than the other. They're
You
both
tell
real.
you tell me. Let's take away the psychological point. What would you want this young kid, young
to be skilled
adult,
at first.
young adult to get into? If you want him to become a good MMA fighter, I will say straight up to wrestling.
Okay. Yeah.
No shame, no shame in that. I started from judo and I went into striking right away in jiu-jitsu, which I love. But that's the beauty. That's the beauty of mixed martial arts. You have and you build your own style. And I truly believe that the way you fight is a projection of what's in here.
Yep, that's 100% true. You see, you find out more about someone when you're sparring and training with them than you do with have a conversation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
without even saying many words.
It connects a lot. It connects a lot of people.
And trust is a big trust
and
element
trust.
there. You're seeing if someone's a dick, hey, we're gonna go light, and all of a sudden they start wailing on you. It's
I
like,
love
oh,
it. I
this
love
guy's
it.
an asshole. But without even, you don't have to hang out with him to know
To
that.
this day, I tell people, martial arts saved my life. I think that was the most tangible thing I could attach myself to when I was a teenager, and I was thinking left. Stupid teenage thoughts when you're like, oh yeah, what am I doing here? Why I do not get along with my parents, and they're so outdated, and they don't like single thing that I'm doing.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Did that make it over to Italy at the time? These guys were from a good place on Long Island near where I grew up called Northport. But
what band is that?
that's not Weezer, the other one. It's I'm just a teenage Wheatus. Wheatus is the name of the band. The guy is from Northport, which is in Suffolk County, and I grew up in Smithtown. You don't even know what I'm talking about because you're from
I'm an
a
immigrant.
different country. Yeah,
I'm an immigrant. I'm
okay.
an immigrant, son of immigrants. Forever
Yeah.
an immigrant. It's sometimes like I joke about this with my older brother, and I go like, yeah, wish I was from some like long ass Austrian lineage, like a local that never moved in forever years. But no, my people at a certain point decided to fucking move. Very interesting because, yeah, this is, now that you make me think about it, up until my father, based on DNA test, both on my sides of the family never moved from them fucking mountains for some couple thousand years.
Now, what mountains are you talking about? The Caucasus?
North of
or-
Albania. Like, I did a DNA test, and you know how every year that passes, because they keep collecting information, they have a more specific and detailed background of where you're from. So he started from the Balkans, and then he squeezed in right from the area where he's at, and it says 99% Northern Albanian.
Wow.
So like, oh wow, they did for real never fucking move from there.
Yeah. And then they're collecting our DNA for.
Not that it's something to be proud of, but
No, that's cool. I'm just saying. I'm talking about the DNA collection. Everyone's voluntarily giving the government and all these.
Yeah,
things
there's all those terms and
their genes and stuff. I
There's
don't know
all
if that
those terms
shit's
and
good. I mean, I
conditions.
could get into a whole thing about that, but let's keep it about.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure that if they have it at hand, which could be, but if not, it's probably gonna be in the next 5 years. They could literally base any sort of poison and
Based on your
genetic
code.
code and
You're
just
voluntarily
release it in
you're
the air.
voluntarily giving it to the fucking.
Release it in the
It's fucking
air,
ridiculous.
and they kill you. They kill exactly who they want to kill. And
Yeah,
that's
you
about it.
actually, in my opinion, you killed yourself if you did that ancestry and me shit. But or whatever it's called. What's it called? 23
and me.
Yeah.
I'm just looking it up
I
though.
did the ancestry.com.
Yeah.
The mountain range north of Albania is like the Accursed Mountains.
Is that
Have
correct?
you heard that term before?
Say it again.
Accursed, and there's a BJESHKET.
What the fuck?
Burskhet and Nemuna. I don't know.
Let me see that stuff. What did you Google?
He googled the mountains that you're from, bro.
You Googled the mountains.
Yeah, the Mountain Man.
the-
On the podcast today, we have the Mountain Man.
Let me see. The mountain range you are looking for is the Albanian Alps, famous for known as the accursed. Can you please explain to the immigrant what accursed means in this context?
Cursed?
Accursed.
A curse would mean like struck with a curse, a hex on someone.
really?
No, but a curse is.
Oh, Bjeshtanemuna. Oh, all right, maybe. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, they are the southernmost part of the Dinaric Alps. Montenegro.
Can you pronounce that BJ, whatever the hell that is? Like,
That's pronounced Bjeshtanemuna. Yeah, Cursed Mountains, but no, not from there. A little bit more left and down.
okay.
I was able to find some, about 10, 11 years ago, the only file online that somebody wrote from, because in our area, it was like from whatever informations were passed down by word of mouth. So they recorded this only file where it shows exactly my whole lineage all the way up to 400 years. And apparently 400 years ago, for the first time, my ancestor got out of the cave up in the mountains and came down to the valley. Had 5 kids. And with those 5 kids, they created our tribe, the Castrati tribe. And then like it goes down 400 years all the way to me here at this podcast. Beautiful.
Live. from Long
Live.
Island. Not really live, actually. We are filming it right now, but in any way,
Live.
let's get together. Let's cover how we got together, right? So you come to Longo and MMA, you're on a bit of a losing thing, right? And you want to get back into it. We
Yes.
start training together, and we actually get a couple of we string together some wins, right? You get some wins, nice.
Yes, correct.
So let's get into that.
Correct. I started digging into athletic preparation, strength and conditioning with you, which I believe was fucking great. I think that formula worked very good because we went on a 6-win streak.
Nice.
That brought me to being champion in the Northeast, defend the belt, and go for a 3rd belt, which would have been my golden ticket. But again, periodization
And weight cut stuff.
and multiple weight cuts. I remember that 3rd belt. The weight cut was horrible. The recovery. I cut by myself because nobody was there. I cut with my today fiance 8.4 pounds the day of the weigh-ins. Literally had my lady dragging me in and out of the bathroom and wrapping me as a mummy to cut almost 8.5 pounds. I made weight. The recovery, it felt like great, but then like my body completely shut off in the first minute as soon as the fight started.
I think the rehydration was a little off.
And
you.
rehydration, I believe, had
Minimal? To do with it? I don't know. I feel like maybe you didn't eat enough.
The
that day.
rehydration.
I think hydrating different. I'm talking glycogen replenishment and overall calories and not just water.
A lot of mistakes. The first one was not going to look so fast for another fight and for another belt. Ease myself into it. Take a break. Fight after 6, 7, 8 months. That would have been first.
But keep in
Second,
mind,
having the right team, having people there for the weight cut for the whole week, for the whole fight week, having a team. But whatever, it is what it is.
I mean, you have it. It's more like a lot of scheduling stuff, confirming who's coming. Are you guys coming for sure? Coming like confirm once, confirm twice, confirm 3 times. Make sure.
Look,
It's hard, also, yeah, keep in mind that I understand from the team perspective because I've done a shit ton of these weight cuts of a shit ton of people.
it's
It's very taxing and it takes a lot of time. It's time consuming. You're not
super
getting any,
taxing.
not
You
getting
are-
any money for it.
You are babysitting a guy that is cutting weight, risking to pass out, and you have to dedicate yourself to this adult baby because like you're literally
And it's your responsibility. And it's very
it's
I don't know, it's everything- yeah.
It's a lot.
yeah,
It's
so
a
Who
it's
was
a
the
lot.
lot
guy-
to ask someone to help.
Who was the guy that took a complete faceplant like a couple weeks ago?
I don't know his name, but that was just a blood pressure issue in my opinion. But
Oh fuck, I don't remember the last name, but I know what
I know who
happened.
you're talking
and,
about.
and Bisping was talking shit about the weight cut and
That was the best.
recovery, and that was the best thing because the dude literally passed out right behind him as soon as he was done saying that stupid stuff. But whatever, man. Like that's what we signed up for. Which that's what he was trying to say, I believe, Bisping. That's what we signed up for. That it wasn't the contract, and you have to be a man of your word. Of course, sure. But does that make it right that we're doing this stupid shit?
well, I guess it
Not to sound
doesn't
too,
make it right, but it's at the same time, you go fucking work as a mailman then. You know what I'm
the-
saying?
the-
Like, don't do this.
But
No one said he had to do this. Yeah. And I'm saying I'm just
there
being
is-
devil's advocate.
There should
Yeah.
be that's exactly what this whole being like, not to sound too lefty, but that's exactly how this whole society is doing nowadays. And it's stupid. It's like no, if it's not for you, you're not cut for this.
Well-
And I'm like, they're literally screwing every single fucking citizen in this rigged system. And it shouldn't be like this.
Well, my thought as a consumer is like, do you want to see people who are physically compromised fighting? Like, I'm a football fan. And like, if you watched an offensive lineman have to cut weight or gain weight or whatever,
Do you know
what
how
they
this
do,
whole thing started?
Tell me, please.
100 years ago with boxing. They simply just decided they were going to have a weight ceremony because of, advertising and have people and whatnot. And some smartass one day said, oh, you know what? We're going to try to make the weight and then recover so we'll have some sort of advantage.
Have a size advantage.
Now,
so the other opponent doesn't do it. The
now-
idea is that only you do it.
yeah,
Opponent.
100 years after, they have this micro sort of managing and cheating has been brought to such a level with nutritionists, with coaches,
encouraged
with
even.
doctors, is encouraged that I was a lightweight and I will be like, before getting into camp, always 27 pounds over my weight division. And I will diet all the way to 15. And then I will have another 15 a week before the fight to cut 15, 16 of water.
So I don't remember the exact words you said. It was something like, and cheat, like.
Yeah, it is cheating. It is cheating.
No, but now it becomes,
So
it's
as
a
soon
level
as you
playing.
make weight, are you like trying to get back to a higher?
Yes, but you
Absolutely,
have to do it in a way that doesn't make you sick or kill you.
You literally trying to cut. It's called weight cut for a reason. You are not dieting anymore at that point. You are literally inhibiting two main hormones in your body, which are cortisol and aldosterone, that control how much water the cells in your body can maintain and contain. You keep drinking water and your body goes into a tilt and you start flushing and flushing and flushing. Then you remove carbs, you remove sodium, and you are basically a sponge that cannot hold water. And what you do with the last squeeze is you squeeze completely yourself, 15, 20 pounds. You hop on the scale, make weight, get off the scale, and try to recover 15, 20 pounds. So
Maybe 25
I will
pounds.
I will step in at 155, and the next day I will be 172, 73. The day I get into the cage, yeah.
And that's not even a crazy rehydration.
And
I've
it's-
done guys heavier than
And
that.
we all know, I mean, whoever studies these things, that your body needs at least 72 hours to recover from such level of dehydration.
And heat
the fact
stress.
that you wait this much does not mean that your body has properly absorbed
Into the cells.
into the cells throughout all of your extremities all the water
Into your brain,
necessary to go for a fight like that. So you are still dehydrated,
even though you weigh.
even though you weigh back.
it's
you
better
weigh
than. I
back
mean, you're
whatever
pretty
you
good.
weigh.
I'm gonna say you are pretty good, but it's not optimal, right? Because you need a couple more days just for the water to really everything to get back.
Well, it's
into you.
cheating, and it's just but we all agree up to
It
this.
kills
Yeah,
you,
we
though.
all agree. That does not mean that it's fucking right.
I wish if you could all agree also to not weight cut. That'd be an interesting thing. But how do you test it? It's always see, that'd be great if everyone agreed to do it. But then there's gonna be one asshole that does do it. So then he's gonna come in 20 pounds heavier than you in the fight. And now what? Now you're fucked because he's 20 pounds heavier. You're punching you in the head with 20 more pounds of force that you don't have.
In my opinion, from an entertainment and competitive
Mm-hmm.
perspective, don't you think everyone would be way better off not having to go through this extreme weight
Yes,
cut?
but there's always it's like communism. Everything sounds great. Yeah, they shouldn't do it. But then there's gonna be one asshole that's gonna do it anyway.
I'll talk as a Super Bowl fan.
Yeah.
We're 2 weeks out from the Super Bowl, less at this point.
It does not really work like that, because if we all agree as a society not to do something like that,
And then one asshole fucks it up. I'm just telling you what
No,
what
but-
happens is one
okay.
asshole is gonna cut weight
No,
and
if you-
regain
no,
25
no,
pounds,
no, if you
and
test
you're gonna be
everybody-
155 and he's gonna be 180.
Absolutely
Yeah.
no. Absolutely no.
We're now a week out from the Super Bowl.
Absolutely
which
no.
is the biggest football game that happens in America. And if these guys had to literally lose 15 pounds and gain it back, I think the product would be worse.
And the injury rates would be significantly
The
higher.
fact that you are scared that somebody might be cheating, there is a more deeper rooted problem.
So is the cheating from not cutting weight? Like what does cheating mean here?
But ONE FC, for example, has on place hydration test, which I've heard that they're still able to cheat, but in a matter of 4 to 5 pounds.
Allegedly.
Not No, 4 to
Allegedly,
5
they're
well,
doing some
like
cheating.
everything is rigged. Even this system, the fact that you are like to, oh yeah, let's get on, and because everybody agreed on minimal wage being 17 effing dollars does not mean that that is right. And telling
You
people
could
that
allegedly cheat the hydrogen.
and telling people that you are not cut for this and for this society just because you were able to accumulate a little better than somebody else. It does not justify the financial system we are living, like it does not justify the rules that we have put for MMA. So the deeper rooted problem is stop debating with fascists.
It's crazy. So weight cutting and fascism.
Deep downly inside that
The episode is going to be called
that's
Weight
what the
Cutting
root-
and Fascism.
That's what the rooted problem is. Like there is a complete total at a global level lack of empathy. We are like 85% of the global population lives between at an emotional level lives between the age of 8 and 12. Like you see people 55, 60, 45. They go to they go to work, they pay bills, they have a car, they have a driving license, they pay their taxes and whatever. At an emotional level, they're in between 8 and 5.
Because they don't have time to be emotional because they're just constantly just
8
trying
and
to
12.
get by.
They are constantly trying to get by because of
The rat
because
race.
of the
There's-
rigged system that has been built, or which is being in the matrix.
And
You
then-
are simply a battery, and they keep pulling energy out of you, and you do not have time for you to stop and be like, hey, you know what? This is not fucking right. And the fact that somebody like me is autistic enough to say, oh yeah, fuck it, these are the rules, know the rules, play by the rules, still does not completely cancel the problem and the issue.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all on this. I'm not arguing with you.
No, sorry, I'm just getting
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that. I'm sorry if I raised my voice. Like I did not intend.
Yeah, I just want to clarify.
It was just I'm getting
like
heated.
I don't have an
because
opposing point of view
I
on
really
this.
care about this, and I'm like the fact that for example, me, Armando, I came into this country and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna find a fucking way to make it work. I know what the rules are. I know what the financial system is. I know what I want to do. I don't have enough knowledge. I will try to acquire as much knowledge as I can. I'm gonna sacrifice, but it does not mean that because I made it somewhere where a lot of other people did not make it and they were born here means that they do not belong. No, it's a deep-rooted issue. It's a society issue. We should all fucking stop.
Stop what?
It's not stop and fucking think
Okay.
and educate our kids. We are gone. Like people have to. The problem is, old people love to fucking hold on to that motherfucking chair. Are we building something for future generations? Yes or no? We are gone. We are fucked. I'm turning 33 at the end of February. We are long gone already. They already done the damage. These fucking baby boomers already done enough damage. It's all right. It is what it is. I went to therapy. I pay my price. But are we stopping or not? Because what we are expecting is a more evolved society. I'm expecting any eventual kids or grandkids of mine to do better than me. And I'm not talking at a financial level only.
A physical, spiritual, affirmation
spiritual.
level of connectivity to the universe.
And yeah, let's cut the bullshit. No, you gotta toughen up, and go. No, bro, no. If it was that way, donkeys would be, which by the way it is. Donkeys would be ruling.
Yeah, that is
this
actually
world.
the truth. I just learned this yesterday off Infowars of Alex Jones. It's really the donkeys are the ones in control.
Like
It all goes back to
it took
actually it kind of is. The Democrats are the donkeys and they are in control.
I'm
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm poking the bear. I'm poking the bear.
Yeah, it's
I know we
okay.
may have different political
Can we
views.
touch on something that was
And I'm
mentioned
telling you, it
before?
comes from somebody that went full circle.
No, I understand.
Like,
Can we touch on the Tim Walz comment that was made earlier about
So what do you so discuss?
I am unaware of the comment. Can you? The one that he made.
about Minnesota and
Could you please repeat?
I don't even know exactly what I said, but I just
Well, you said something about Tim Walz and it was very sarcastic, but I don't remember exactly what was.
Like,
This is kind of about yes, sir.
You were talking about in Albania, right? The kids with the guns, and I was talking about.
Yeah, Albanian kids are running around with fucking AK-47 because they open
And
the
I said that's
depots.
not so different than Minnesota currently.
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying there's all kinds of crazy shit going on there now with the people with guns in the street and everywhere. It's actually going the opposite way.
Well, I'll just say I saw a clip of a child that had received or
In Minnesota?
in Minnesota.
Oh, so this is, like, really valid.
Sorry. It might have been Wisconsin. It
Okay.
was like an adjacent state in the middle of America. A child that had been pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
And-
I'm sorry. Let me insert here. First of all, there was no kid or adolescent recorded holding a gun in Minnesota.
I know.
It's federal. It's
I
federal.
didn't
It's federal. It's federal agents being pushed by the Orange Man. By the way, a few days ago, the Supreme Court, which half of it has been elected in the first mandate by the Orange Man, so he can do whatever the fuck he's doing right now, ruled in his favor that federal agents can pepper spray without probable cause.
That's crazy.
Let me look
But
that up though. Let's see what it says.
In the case of that, though, would you take your children to a protest?
Right? Why would you? Yeah.
In the case, would I take my children to a protest?
Why would
Because
you
you
put
would
them
think
in a-
that they will get pepper sprayed without probable cause. I would not. put my
Allegedly, I
child
want
in
to
that
confirm if that's true
How
before we keep going with
deep
this. Let's make sure that's
do we
actually true.
have to go? Okay, let me ask you this.
What do you want to look up, BMO?
what he said.
Depending on how deep the system has gone into creating and enforcing a dictatorship, at what point you will be willing to use also women and children for the cause of getting rid of dictatorship?
So I can get extremely emotional about this as a Jewish person because they say that it's like, okay, first it came for these people,
Yes.
and we didn't say anything, and then they
Yes.
came for the next demographic of people, we
Yes.
didn't say anything, and then they came for us.
Yes.
And who's to speak up at that point?
Yes,
You know?
a year
So
ago.
However, let's get back to what you just said though. Let's one clarify. So now, so your point of view is like, so maybe they should be going to the protest because we need to put them in a little bit of danger because for the greater good of
You know which
you think it's good to put the kids in
you know which one is
in
the
danger.
Which one? Of course, that's
So
the big.
you think it's okay to do that because it's in your opinion
It
it's
is
for a
not
greater
okay.
good.
It is not okay to pepper spray people without probable cause. But the Supreme Court has now ruled in favor of the Orange Man, so they can do it. And he's not doing it in a big city, but he's doing it in a small, compared
So
to
it's only so
other
it's not a federal thing. This is
other
just
major cities in the country.
It's just in
because
Minnesota.
if he was to do something like that in California or New York, all them federal agents will get their ass
so
kicked.
where is it located? Only in that one area of Minnesota where they're having a lot of problems.
It is not the only place where they had a lot of problems.
And I'm saying, where is he putting that law into place?
The law.
Not law, putting that thing. The probable you could pepper
Let's
spray
pull.
whoever you
Let's
want.
pull it out, please.
Yeah.
Yo, we went deep.
We really went fucking deep here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I started with
But all good.
kill the fascists, but no, not kill. Don't debate.
No, but I understand where you're coming from, and I feel the same way at times as a Jewish person because honestly, like America is a Christian country, and I feel like it's only a matter of time in a way until whatever isn't Christian or agrees with like the larger.
I think it's changing. I don't think it's gonna be Christian. I think it's gonna be a Muslim country very soon.
The article says the same thing. We pull it out from the from the Guardian, and it says that they literally lifted a block on ICE to use without probable cause, tearing gas and pepper spray, and even momentarily arrest people that are protesting
In the state of Minnesota at this current time.
in the state of Minnesota because of the things that are happening in the state of Minnesota. But the ruling was a federal rule, so which means that allows ICE agents to do that at a national level in any other state.
I don't know if that's CA still disagreeing with you on this. I don't know if
If
that's
I-
currently true. I think
It
currently
is
true
because
is
it
in
has been
Minnesota.
ruled federally. It was
From
something
the
that
federal
was
government to overpower whoever Minnesota state person is, right?
That's exactly what
But I'm
happened.
saying it's because the state guy had a rule against it in Minnesota.
Yes, Section 8 was lifted federally by
state
something that
of
was
Minnesota.
in the state of Minnesota. But federally, somebody else, the outside, the
know.
federal government,
I understand
the
the federal
federal government lifted something in Minnesota,
In Minnesota.
the same way they can lift anything else in any other state.
They could go lift it everywhere else too. but they have to do that, yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
But currently, it's just Minnesota.
That's exactly
Because
how-
in Minnesota there is this big protest. And all this shit going
That's
on.
exactly.
And 2 people have died already.
That's exactly how 100 years ago
You're saying just how it starts. I
the
understand.
Gestapo,
They could start doing
Gestapo
it.
started.
They could start doing it
acting-
everywhere. I understand that, but currently it's just Minnesota. Just clarifying.
Yeah, people looking away and being all right. They're not knocking on my door, and then they knock on your neighbors, and then they knock at yours.
Yeah.
So I believe that at this moment in history, for us not to do the same, make the same mistake, is to study history and get together. I believe. I don't know.
Oh, ain't that the truth? No one knows anything. All right. Thank you for watching The Pump with Armando Gjetja as our
Thank you for
guest
having
of
me.
the day.
Thank you for having me.